Thank you for joining us today, sir. So let me read specifically, hi to you as well. Let me read specifically what the president tweeted out. He said, the entire world understands that the good people of Iran want change. And other than the vast military power of the United States, that Iran's people are what their leaders fear the most. Is the president correct in that assessment?
The president is exactly right. You know, Iran is a dictatorship, and all dictatorships fear falling from power when people have put up enough with the corruption, the humiliation of being ruled that way. And I'm glad the president has spoken out, because it's not only the right thing to do morally, it's a good thing for our foreign policy. It fits perfectly with his new national security strategy, that we are the friend of people who want to live in liberty, and we are the scourge of those who don't.
Let's talk about what the people who are trying to speak out against the Iranian government, what they face there at the hands of their own government, particularly the fact that Kitty Logan reported at the top of this hour that one person is possibly dead. There have been at least 50 arrests. Yeah. And as you know, Dr. Bonicelli, a lot of people who love freedom in Iran face oppression from this repressive regime when they speak out against their government. And many of them face dangerous situations, imprisonment that could last for a very long time without any due process by the law.
No, exactly. And the regimes like the Iranian regime are most brutal when they are weak and afraid. You know, these protests are coming just a week after the Iranian government felt it was necessary to say, hey, we're going to ease up a little bit on the religious police. We're not going to arrest women anymore for wearing makeup or not wearing head covering. That is a sign of weakness. It is a sign that they're afraid of their people. And the bad news for the Iranian people is that it's going to be a brutal number of days. They're really going to crack down, I think. But if the protests will hold, if people will take courage, if the president and others will speak out, European leaders need to speak out. Everybody who wants to be on the side of the Iranian people, unlike President Obama in 2009, who missed his opportunity, should encourage them, because change can come.
Did we also see a similar demonstration during the Bush years, the President Bush, when they were protesting the streets as well?
We've seen these protests erupt over the years, ever since the theocrats took power, the mullahs took power. Usually they're put down very quickly, and people are it's less numerous, the people that come out. But you have now the third generation of people raised in an environment where not only are they deprived of an economic system that they want. All the $150 billion that Obama gave them has made no difference. It went for terrorism, not to help people. They know that corrupt officials, religious leaders and military leaders, rule over them and take the gravy off the top, and they get nothing. And now this is a social explosion.
You know, Dr. Bonicelli, what you just said is very profound, and because when the reports were coming over and when we saw Kitty's report, she was talking about how some of the protesters are out there protesting because of the rise in food prices and the shortage of food. And I thought, wait a minute, with the billions of dollars they received through this Iran nuclear deal with the United States under the Obama administration, one would have to ask the question, how is that possible when they have all of this money that's coming to their country? And to your point, it would appear that they're giving the money towards terrorism to fund that, as well as perhaps building their nuclear armament.
Oh, absolutely. This was not supposed to happen. We were told just 2 weeks ago that the Iranian people were united behind the regime because it was standing up to the bully Donald Trump. Clearly, they are not standing behind the regime. And we shouldn't miss the fact, when people are angry that eggs and poultry and milk have increased in price in a dictatorship, they are not just mad about the increase in price. They are mad because they know a corrupt regime is benefiting from their corruption and their hold on power at the expense of the people. That's what's happening in Iran right now.
Very good. To your point, sir, U.S. Representative Will Hurd of Texas, who has been a former CIA officer and now serves in the government as a representative of Texas, wanted to write this: the oppressive Iranian regime is, of course, trying to suppress the fact that protests against the tyrannical reign are popping up across Iran. And he goes on to say that they're simply against the Ayatollahs, and the Ayatollahs are losing power. To that end, what can the Trump administration do?
Death to the regime and death to Rouhani means it's political, too.
So before I let you go, what can the Trump administration do to help the people who are trying to seek freedom within their country?
Well, the president has been exactly right to quickly and repeatedly support the Iranian people and tell the Iranian regime that the world is watching. But we need to do more. We need to encourage our allies to do the same, and we need to be doing all the things that we can do rather covertly to support these protesters, get information to them, whatever it takes to support them, because they are not only doing the right thing for their freedom, and we should be glad for that. It's good for our enemy to be in turmoil. It's good for that regime to be afraid of its throne.
Dr. Paul Bonicelli, thank you, sir, for your perspective, and Happy New Year to you.
Sure. You too.